All right, what's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? Spiritual experiences here. Welcome. I'm your boy Xavier, aka X, Wakanda Forever. Um, I'm your peer mentor. What we're gonna do with this channel, we're going to discuss all the experiences that can be perceived as spiritual, because that's essentially what our experiences are. They're separate individual spiritual stop points, checkpoints, so to speak, that we go through in life. Uh, yeah, they make us check a lot sometimes. Get hectic. But I'm your peer mentor. I am a tarot reader, oracle, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clear conscient, and clear cognitive. So I get all types of channel messages. It depends on the situation. Sometimes, just tapping in, talking to my guys, getting whatever channel messages they have, or it's pulling cards. Uh, into crystals, incense, candles, all that good stuff. Of course, all high vibrational. We do not interfere with other people's free will. We don't want that. That's that karma you don't want. You don't want Sarah to come after you. That's. But anywho, today the topic is going to be how to move on from heartbreak. Something that many of us go through many a times, especially during a spiritual awakening. Shout out to all my people on the twin flame journey, soulmate journey, whatever you want to call it, label it. For those of you who aren't, maybe this will help when it comes to, maybe because it's all types of relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be just romantic. It's also for platonic or even a relationship and a career. A heartbreak is a heartbreak. We all have our different classifications. We all have our different standards and our different realities that we live our life through to how we choose to live it. So, um, how to move on from a heartbreak. What that reminded me of was the 7 stages of grief. There's shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, the tester phase, which I like to call the self love phase, and then acceptance. Now, with I'm going to word some of them a little differently, but so work with me. But one of the first stages, of course, is shock. You're kind of like, what the hell just happened? Like, what? That didn't just happen. That didn't just happen. And it's not even being able to do that. You're not even really registering what just happened. When a lot of people go through shock, we think about it in more so the physical standpoint of it, where somebody close the door and get your hand caught in the car door, and your fingers no longer joined to your hand. So you're kind of just sitting there like, okay, but you're not feeling anything. You're just kind of like here but not here, kind of between two realities, so to speak. A lot of times, it saves our lives, because being in shock, you could make stuff worse. And as far as moving from the physical aspect to like a relationship type of term, it can make stuff worse. A lot of times you go into shock where you kind of like, I can't believe this just happened, or I can't believe what's going on, and you kind of just like freeze or just break down of whatever, however. Some people get so mad they break down, start laughing. Some people just break down, start crying. Some people just shut completely down, don't do anything. They just like, right. um, but it shock it does a lot. You're not really tuning into what exactly is going on. You're kind of like out of it, so to speak. And when you first wake up in the morning, like, what? wait a minute. So that wasn't real? That was a dream? Or was that a dream and that's not real? Like, what's going on? Then there's denial. Denial is the stage where when it comes to in a relationship, we tend to ignore what just happened. We don't acknowledge our feelings. We don't really respond to it. Kind of just like, no, it didn't happen. You're unwilling to accept the reality of what the situation is at the time. It's like, no, that didn't happen. Like, not to me, no, not me, no. Next, there's anger. After you come out of no, that wasn't me. No, they did not just play me like that. No, that ain't me. Then comes the anger. Like, oh no, okay. So that's what you. All right. I got you. All right. Load the chopper, let it rain on you. You're feeling that Kendrick real quick. Like, all right. Start thinking about get on my level and, got that crime mob in there, stilettos, pumps in the club. He's sitting there like, all right, y'all, all right. You get upset, you get pissed, you get hurt. You're like, you know what? I can't believe this mother just this. Let me tell you about this raggedy. You ready to go and throw bricks through, windows and slash tires and key cars and all types of stuff. You scheming at that point. You like, you know what? Forget this operational stuff. I'm gonna take this selenite. I'm gonna show them what high vibrational is. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. You don't want that karma. See, now you causing more stuff. You break windshields, throwing sunlight crystals at people. Now you got to bail yourself out. Now you just add. Now you actually add until your problems and all the little stuff that's just added together. We don't want that. So don't do that. But that's the anger. That's when that comes out from. And then you go from anger to the bargaining stage. And with the bargaining stage, you're bargaining with yourself and also with the other person or the situation. So like you're sitting there like, okay, well, how about this? Like this made you mad or this did this. So maybe if I change this or don't do that or don't say this or say it like that or do this, well, what if we did this? Or how about you do this? Or how about we do this? And you're trying to like negotiate like it's a contract with something, like taxes or trades. Like you're not a good, like it's yourself, it's a part of you. But also by doing that, you're also bargaining within yourself. You're like, okay, well, maybe if I do this, well, I could try not to do that. Like, man, I have been doing that for years. Now, by all means, if it's something that, you knew you needed to change within and you're like, okay, yeah, that is for the better. That is for, my highest good. And they call me out on it. All right. Let me go ahead and, work this out. Because a lot of times that's how that happens. We might not see something's being bad and then we get called out. I'm like, man, I didn't even think about it. Damn. Learn something new every day. But it's that bargaining that I'm talking about that's detrimental to you. That's taken away from who you are. That's taken away from your authenticity. When you start bargaining, pieces of yourself that you can't or don't want to necessarily give up, or even if it's something that that you probably should, but you're not ready, that's going to come back out in resentment. Like you're going to feel more resented than anything else. Like it's going to be where it's like the type of situation where it's you're resenting that person because now they made you change for yourself, instead of, or they made you change instead of you changing for yourself is what I meant to say. They forced it on you. It's not something that you consciously did or wanted to do. They forced it on you. They made it where you had to be like, okay, well, I got to do this. So now, you're like, well, I gave this up for you and I changed this about me. And, we don't want that. Then after bargaining comes depression. That's when you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to socialize. You don't want to go to work. You can't eat. You can't sleep. You can't think. Like, you don't want to listen to music. You just don't want to do anything. You're depressed. You're really, really in a deep sadness to the point where it's like, I can't pull myself out of this right now. Like, I just need to, I'm depressed. Like, I don't want to do anything. Because depression is a difference from being sad and extremely sad to depressed. Depression is when it starts to interfere in your daily life when it comes to taking care of you. It starts interfering with how you go about your day. When you don't feel like getting up and brushing your teeth or taking a shower or doing your hair or getting dressed or, doing the things that you would usually do, that's, now, yes, being sad, but it's taking it to like an extreme where it's really having an impact on your life, like things that you truly need to do. Like, nobody wants to go to work after getting broken up with, but you're still able to do it. Some people get really, truly depressed to the point where they physically cannot go to work. Like, they're at work just bawling, and it's actually making it worse being around other people, or being at work and not being at home. Sometimes you just got to sit with it. Then after that, there's the testing, which I call the self-love, because testing, that's for grief. But so self-love, that's when you come out of that and you start loving on yourself. You start appreciating yourself. You're like, okay, I am a good person. I have this quality. People say I'm funny. People say I'm cute. People say I can dance. I can sing. I can rap. I can paint. I can draw. I'm good at math. Like, whatever it is, that can, and just go down the list. If you got to write it down, write it down. Just go down the list. Post sticky notes everywhere that you see, to encourage that self-love. So you look at that like, yeah, I am the shit. Okay. So that's that self-love part. Then comes acceptance. That's when you accept the situation wholeheartedly for what it is. And that's when you're truly healed. With that whole acceptance and completely being accepting in the situation itself as a whole, that's when you can think about that situation or even go and be around that situation or those people and not be triggered in any way. That's not, holding any type of emotional baggage of dis-ease in any type of way, regardless of what that is, whether it's their thoughts or feelings. Now, give or take, we're going to have some stuff that pops up every now and then. We might even think about it, but it's not going to have a toll on you. It's not going to affect, like, if it's a negative thought, it's going to stay just a thought, and then it's literally just boop, pop, boop, gone. Or if it's a little bit of a feeling, it's like, yeah, I can feel it, but it's not feeling it intensely as if you're reliving that situation all over again. So that being said, how to move on from heartbreak. First, you have to acknowledge the emotions that you are feeling. Acknowledge the fact that you are hurt. Acknowledge the fact that you are in pain. Acknowledge the fact that you felt as if you got done wrong, or you did something wrong to somebody else, or whatever the case may be. You got left out, forgotten about, misguided, lied to, played, used, cheated, abused, whatever the situation may be. It's acknowledging what actually took place, and mostly your emotions. Acknowledge the fact that they are there. Acknowledge the fact that you did get hurt. Even the bad thoughts that you were thinking about, like, man, how could I be so stupid? Now, with that being said, don't do it to a point where it's detrimental and you start sinking back into a depression. But it's just acknowledging that, because at one point in time, we were naive. You didn't know what you know now. You didn't know that then. Just it's like that saying, if I knew then what I know now, everything would be completely different. But you also wouldn't be where you are right now. Right. But we have to go through that to be able to learn it. It's just like going through school. We go through elementary, junior high, high school, college, graduate, clinicals, tryouts, people that do dance, because I doubt they have clinicals. Yeah. um, Whatever the case may be, in the military, you're moving up in rank because you got, more knowledge about things. But it's going through those different grades, going through those different levels, going through those different experiences to get to where it is you are now. And acknowledging those emotions play a big role in with that. Feel your emotions. Feel what it is that you are feeling. Acknowledgement is more so in the mindset. You're acknowledging it. You're putting it in mind. You're giving yourself. You're generating that idea, of everything it is that you're feeling. You're trying to like maybe decipher them, if you want, or you can do that during the feel your emotions stage. That's when you're actually, coming into like, okay, man, I felt dumb. There's been situations where you did something, you just knew you were right and you was wrong. You was like, damn, kind of feel stupid right now. Or you did something like, damn, kind of feel stupid right now. So we know what that feels like. Or you feel used or played or abused or misguided, misled, lied to, destroyed. I mean, hell, sometimes you feel like you're dying, to be honest. Like it can hurt. And the more you have, the more deeply, the more intense the connection of the emotions were to the situation or the individual or individuals, the more intense the emotions are going to be towards that. So, and as well as the different variations of emotions. Like we're not just happy, angry, sad, and elated, and blah in between. Like there's a wide degree of variations. Like you can feel, hell, you could probably feel all of them at one time. Like that was, it's probably shock. You got so much going on, you just like, I can't. But it's getting to the point where you can actually maybe put a label or a certain particular feeling that's different from, the other ones to distinguish the difference between them all. But either way, you're still feeling them. You're sitting down with yourself and like, okay, I can feel sad. I can feel sad about this and not feel like you have to be ashamed or you're less of a person because you opened up your heart and you were vulnerable. Being vulnerable is one of the strongest things anybody can ever do. It's easy for a coward to run and hide. It's harder for somebody to stand there and actually just take something, whether they are being bullied. For people who have been bullied before, because I've been bullied before, and being able to stand there, because I had moments where I lost it. And then I had moments where I just stood there. I mean, being a kid, you go through stuff. Got tired of being suspended because this person want to swing on me, and for some odd reason, the teacher only seeing when I decided to hit back, but you didn't see Tommy just punch me 5 times. But it's going through and actually feeling it and being okay that I was vulnerable. I could stand there and let somebody, just create a kind of dis-ease within myself, because essentially we're allowing it because we're not protecting our, emotions and our energy by, feeling that we are more or deserve better. And we are worthy of something more and grander than what I'm being handed right now. And a lot of times, that does come from self-esteem situations from the past. At least for me, it did. A lot of stuff that I honestly ended up working through within my adulthood that I didn't realize happened in my childhood, and me going back and being able to meditate and work on my inner child was like, wow, like, okay, I didn't think it went all the way back there, but apparently it did. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We learn most of our things in childhood, like before we leave elementary school. I think it's like by like 9, everything is pretty much permanent. Believe it's before that, but we'll go with 9. Like everything is set in stone as of your personality and you know everything. And at that point, you're kind of going through experiences at that point, and with your parents, and teachers and other peers or role models, to guide you. But don't let anybody make you feel like you are less because you opened up your heart. That's what the world is lacking of. It's easy to shut people out and not give and be stingy and not care. It's harder to care about others because of the risks of being hurt that comes with it. So trust and believe you are a lot stronger than those who just decide to be like, nope, I'm done and walking away. Actually being able to go back and look at your so-called enemy or, opponent or person that was on the opposition side of things or ex-friend or whatever you want to call it, and being able to be like, man, I actually opened up versus, on the latter side of somebody like, no, I'm not even going to deal with it, this, that. That takes a lot more courage. That takes a lot more strength because then you have to deal with the heartbreak, if it comes to that. And most of the time, unfortunately, it does until we find our own soul family tribe that we belong to. And even still then, it's going to happen. We're not perfect. We're going to do things to unintentionally, hurt and cause pain or disease or sadness or defeat. And it's about understanding if somebody is high vibrational and those are the people you are surrounding yourself with, that person is even going to come back and be like, look, man, I'm sorry, I was having a bad day. I don't know what the hell got into me. Look, just go ahead and knock me on my head just once a time. Just, I don't know what the hell was going on. And the people that don't come back and they're just like, oh no, you know what it is. So better now than later versus, it'd be 15, 20 years and it hurts even more because the more time, things just builds up and grows. Acceptance. You start accepting your emotions once you feel them. Once you feel them out, you're able to accept them because now not only were you able to acknowledge them and feel them, but with acceptance comes the being okay with those feelings. Because now it's not just a feeling of despair and negativity, it's a human normal feeling process. It's normal. It's nothing horrible. It's nothing that was done to you. You're taking personal accountability for you allowing those situations to happen, for you allowing, them to take you out your character or making you feel that way. Because essentially nobody else can make you feel us anyway. They can trigger a memory that brings back an emotion that you felt from a situation that was similar to what's going on right now, and then that coming forth. But you can't necessarily, somebody can't make you, they can't be like, feel this, and come up to you and put a gun to your head and be like, you gonna feel sad right now. I mean, it's just not. Some people laugh in like those type of situations, which is like the worst type of situation, but some people do. I know a couple people. I know a couple people that will laugh but they're nervous, so they'll just start laughing at the most inappropriate time. It's like, oh God, here we go. But it's being okay with that. Like, okay, I can be sad. Okay, and it's not horrible to be sad. Okay, I can be hurt. Okay, I can feel like I got played. I can feel weak. I can feel a little less right now. You're going through heartbreak. Yeah, you feel a little less. You got less. I mean, that's what you're feeling. You're feeling you put out all this more, and then you got less. Like that's unless it's lowering bills or debt. We don't want that. That's not the order things are supposed to go. It's an equal give and take. So what you put in, that's what you're supposed to get back out. So it's coming to terms with that. Then there's self-love. Love yourself. Love who you are. Like I said, post the sticky notes and everything everywhere. Love who you are. Do things to self-love yourself, whether it's taking yourself out on dates, like going to the movies solo. I've done it. And I was that person like, I ain't going no. I like going to the movie with myself. Like I just look pitiful and everything else. And I came to realize like maybe that's a reflection because I see somebody like that, I would be thinking, oh, well, they're lonely. They don't have friends or, they're pitiful, which is essentially how I would feel if I was in that place. See how that just worked? That's reflection for you. And I'm like, oh, why do I care what anybody else thinks? Just like I was thinking that somebody else is probably going to think that. And hell, they're stronger because they going out and they can care less. They out eating popcorn and I'm sitting up here in the house, locked in a room, ain't doing nothing. Nothing there, nothing. Nothing productive, nothing entertaining, nothing. So it's like, why not? Yeah, so go out, take yourself to movies, go out to dinners, go on little private mini staycations or, close vacations that you could go to because you could go on a vacation within your own city. Just go get a hotel room. They got a swimming pool and jacuzzi and, got some Wi-Fi. You chill out with some Netflix and sip a Mai Tai and, be chilling all day. Maybe going bowling or amusement parks, shopping, anything. As long as it's not done in access where that's becoming your crutch, enable for you to get past. It's supposed to work for loving yourself and be more connected with yourself. That's what going out on dates with yourself does. It allows you to connect with yourself, allows you to learn more about yourself. That way, the more you learn about yourself, you're able to give that information towards to other people that come into your life so they can know you. They're not going to know the things that you don't know. I mean, sometimes they do. They can point out some stuff, but you're going to be met with some type of defense because you're going to be like, well, that ain't me. But they see it and you're like, well, no, that ain't me. But that was something you didn't notice about yourself at that time. So it's taking that time out to actually love yourself. So in a way, a heartbreak is sucky as it is and shitty as it is to go through, it can lead to so much more, so many more positive avenues than just that pain. Like all those feelings of dis-ease that you were feeling can literally, they all have opposite. Everything in the world has its opposite. So all those sad feelings, there's literally those opposite feelings that can be applied to those same lessons. You just gotta switch it around. We're gonna get into that. So then after self-love comes self-investment. And that's when all those thoughts of like you did think about taking up art or learning pottery or how to sew or crochet or sing or dance or play the piano. It's actually going forth and doing those. Actually putting them to work and implementing them instead of just thinking about them and be like, oh yeah, that sounds nice. Actually going on those dates, actually going to the movies and not just saying and thinking about it and making yourself feel good at the time for just thinking about it, actually going and doing it. Because just thinking about it for so long, now you're procrastinating with yourself. You're procrastinating with your own worth and your own growth. So, because your growth is going to lead to your own self-worth. So, by you sitting like, no, I ain't going to do it because I just don't feel like it, that's, taking one step, too bad. So think about it like that. But with the investment, it's implementation of the self-love. Like I have this cologne called I Am King by Puff Daddy. So in the morning, when I decide to use that cologne, I go ahead and spray it on. Like, yeah, I'm a king. Yeah, I actually, oh my goodness, I can't think of his name. It's a YouTuber, and he does manifestations. I can't think of your name. I will find it. I'm gonna post it in the box below. But he pretty much works with manifesting abundance, and it was like, that's manifesting the abundance of self-love within yourself. You got a cologne that got a good title. I'm like, oh, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Yeah, y'all know that song. It's feeling that. It's like, yeah, okay, all right. And it does. It makes me feel good. So like when I do it, I'm thinking about T.I. I'm a king, because that's my boy. Love his music. And I'm a king, bang rolls in the pockets of my jeans. I'm a king. Hey, 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 oh. See how that just happened? And you spray it on. Now you already in a good mood. You ready to go. I don't care. You just getting ready to go to church. You're going to church like, I'm a king. Hey, what's up, JC? I'll be up there with you, bro. What's up? You feeling you your king status. You're rocking a crown and whole. And it's feeling that way. That's what implementation of the self-love will actually give. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. Yes, it's going to take baby steps. Yes, it's going to take time. It'll happen though. Even being goofy with yourself, just if I fall and trip over something, I could be in a bad mood in that day and beat myself up about it, or I can just be like, you clumsy ass, you just can't, just pigeon-toed as hell, just How the hell did you run track being pigeon-toed? Look, I still don't know how I did that either, y'all. I didn't do hurdles though. No. Oh no. Oh no. No hurdles. I ain't crazy. I'm already pigeon-toed. No, we take too many chances. But anywho, next comes what I like to call the flips. That's that transmutation. That's flipping that around. That's taking all those negative emotions that were attached to that situation, flip them around and making them positive. How you do that is by every negative thought or feeling that you had, think about the opposite of it. Like, for instance, if somebody says that, oh, well, I broke up with you because you're too clingy. The opposite of that would be, it was like, okay, well, I learned some people, just don't like to be up under each other all the time. Some people like their personal space. So you learn that, okay, well, I learned some people like to be alone. Some people, they said they were clingy too, but my clingy and their clingy are two different clingy. So, maybe I need to be a little bit more expressive in my clinginess to let it be known that, hey, no, seriously, I'm clingy. I'm not a clingy person. I'm a color. Don't get me wrong, but I'm an introvert. I need my space. I need my time alone and nothing in. Recharge. It does a lot. Everybody needs time alone sometimes. But just for an example, that's how transmutation actually happens. It's actually taking that and be like, oh, okay, don't mind it. He's fine. He's out there crying. He's going to. He's 4. It's 7:29, and they're tired. They didn't have a nap today. 3 and 4-year-old. But anywho, that's transmute. That's what I call the flip and transmutation, and taking the lessons learned out of a situation. So you learn that if you really did had a feeling that somebody was cheating, and instead of going through the phone next time, to just go straight to the horse's mouth and address them. Because going to the phone, that's a little sneaky. So it's low vibrational. I see where you were going. I get it. I know. It's like, I'm about to catch this. Ooh. I get it. But don't do that. Just go straight to the person's mouth. Like, look, we need to have a talk. So, I have to say this. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's learning from that. But you also learn to trust yourself instead of ignoring it and let time go on until they just came to you and like, look, I'm leaving you. I've been messing with Bebe from down the street and, Skeeter's boy and, yeah. We've been kicking it. So it's doing that, and and actually trusting yourself and be like, oh, okay, well, I should listen to myself and asked it sooner versus waiting 6 more months, and now I've been played on for the past 9 months. Um, Last but not least, have patience. Have patience with yourself. Have pa- have patience with yourself. Being emotional is not for the faint-hearted. It's not. It's not. And especially with empaths. Me being a highly sensitive empath myself, it it's not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of rebuilding because you have to be able to pull yourself together. Yes, it's nice to have other people outside to help with the support and everything, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, regardless of who's in your house, who's in your neighborhood, and who you're laying next to, you still have to go to sleep with yourself. So the next person could be asleep, and you're still sitting here with your thoughts, with your emotions, and your present state. So at the end of the day, you still have you and only you. Therefore, you and solely you is responsible for taking care of you, which should be your main priority, is taking care of your star player, yourself. You don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. You can't go after your dreams. It trickles on down from there. You don't take care of yourself, it pretty much stops at you. So everything else you're looking out at ain't even gonna happen. So we gotta, have that patience and know that it's going to take time, especially to heal. Like if you go through any type of hurt, break, pain, anything like that, it takes time. Like from a heartbreak, think about if it was an actual bone. You got to wear a cast. It takes time. The cast is there to protect yourself and so it can heal in the right place and everything else. And then you go to the doctors and they, put it back where it's supposed to be. And doing that, that's what you're doing by putting your arm, your arm that got broke back where it needs to be before you put the cast on. That's the acknowledging, feeling the emotions and the acceptance and then the self love and the investment is the cast going on there. And then by the time you're ready to take it off, you all healed. You done went through what the flip and patience. I kind of summed it down to what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Oh yeah, still 7. Look, I'm trying to make it short, but so acknowledgement, feel your emotions, acceptance, self love, self investment, the flip, and patience. Patience and love. Patience and love. Those are the main two to keep with you. Patience and love for yourself. Not what happened, not the situation, not the other party, for you. Because we got to take care of our star player regardless, no matter what. It's our responsibility. We allow what it is that we allow to affect us. We create our own reality, which essentially starts in our mind. So when we gain control over our thoughts, it just trickles on down. It trickles on down. So, last but not least, I got some therapeutic musical release for you guys. A little playlist I put together of some songs that will help ease the burden. Once you find these songs, you'll find other songs that are similar, with that same vibration. So I put like 1 or 2 for each one, but with that, it'll help you. You can listen to these songs, or you will switch them up and find, well, yeah, that's similar to that. So you can work through those emotions through music, because in music, and actually take your time out and listen to the songs. Like I have Amazon Music, so the lyrics pop up and read the lyrics, or even go to azlyrics.com and search up the lyrics. But when you listen to it, read them as well. Because it's kind of like how when you're manifesting or you're trying to draw a picture board, write it down. So now you're getting that the the audio and the visual aspect of it. Like you're not actually writing down, but you're taking it in and visually while you're listening to it. And then with the vibration of the music, you're feeling it. So you're going through multiple transformations within yourself, mind, body, and soul, honestly, all in one, just through listening to songs. So, listen to it. There's a lot of messages, in songs, good songs, things that we can, vibe with. Like, man, that's what I was feeling when I was like the first song I got on here, So Sick, and that's for Shock, like Neo. So, like, no, man, you know what? I'm so sick of love songs. And then look, I got Denial, I Don't Wanna by Aaliyah. I don't wanna leave, be without you, be without you. And y'all get where this is going. But that's gonna be at the playlist. The playlist is gonna be in the description box below. Like, share, subscribe, tell everybody. Hope this helped. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Work with me, y'all. But yeah, it's been great. Feel free to email me. Everything is in the description box below. As stated before, we could talk, we could chat it up. Let me know in the comments what you think. If this resonated with you, and if you have any topics that possibly you would like me to discuss that I've been through. Trust me, I've been through a lot of them. I know I look young. No, that's all that high vibration, baby. 85, baby, up in here. Yeah, I've been around here for a minute. So, and if I don't know, I either know somebody has been through it, or I can look it up for you, and we can work through this together. So, until next time, your peer mentor, X, Wakanda forever.